Good afternoon. It's March 6th of 2013. I'm not sure if this is Beware the Ides of March Day, but it might be, so just in case it is, Beware the Ides of March. In any event, I'm going to talk to you today about whether you need a credit repair company if you have false information or identity theft information on your credit report. And I want to tell you, really, and I've got a lot of friends who do credit repair, and a lot of them do legitimate business and all that type of stuff, but really the answer is no. If you have false information or identity theft information on your credit report, you want to handle this yourself. It is not difficult. Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to get the addresses of the 3 credit bureaus, or the credit bureau which is reporting the false information or the identity theft information, and you need to get the addresses of the creditors, and you need to send them certified letters disputing the false information. If it's an identity theft situation where you've been the victim of a crime, you need to get a police report. I've previously talked about getting the police report. If you have trouble getting the police report, at least in California, you can go to the California Department of Motor Vehicles, and they will issue you an identity theft police report. If worse comes to worse, go to the Federal Trade Commission, which will issue you you can do what's called an identity theft affidavit with the Federal Trade Commission. But getting back to whether you need to hire a credit repair company, really no. Once you have the addresses of the involved credit bureaus and the creditors, you send certified letters with any pertinent evidence, like, for instance, a document you may have showing that the charge is not yours, or a copy of your police report, and normally they will clean it all for you. If they don't clean it all for you, then you come to us. You come to my firm, because we handle the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and we've done very, very well by our clients in handling Fair Credit Reporting Act lawsuits. Now, here is why I really recommend against going to the credit repair companies. The credit repair companies do the shotgun disputing. What shotgun disputing is they get a copy of your credit report, and they dispute everything. And they dispute everything with the same language and for the same reasons. It's not individualized. They dispute good debts and bad debts. They use the same reasons, the same faulty reasons for disputing. And frankly, the credit bureaus can spot when a dispute letter is coming from a credit repair company, especially one of these high-volume credit repair companies, and they ignore it. And they will even send you a letter, particularly TransUnion will send you a letter saying that you're engaging in a frivolous dispute. And there are laws which basically say that if you continue to engage in a frivolous dispute, you could be subject to penalties and so forth under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So, really, honestly, I know that a lot of people run out there and they want to get, they want to get their credit cleaned up, and they think that they need to quote unquote hire a professional to do it. Believe it or not, this is not one where you need to hire a professional to do it. Disputing information on your credit report or handling an identity theft situation, honestly, is like putting gas in your car. That's what it's like. Obviously, if you need an engine overhaul, if you need a new transmission, you should hire a professional to handle your engine overhaul or put in your new transmission or something like that. But for putting gas in your car, do you really drive it to your mechanic and ask the mechanic to put gas in your car for you? No, you don't. Because it's something that along the way you've learned to do it yourself, and it's not that difficult. And you really need to start looking at the basic management of your credit report very much the same way. You can write your own dispute letters. It's better if you write your own dispute letters. They're individualized. They identify specifically the derogatories and the trade lines, the parts of the report that you want to dispute, and they give the reasons. You give the reasons that you want to dispute it. So often these credit repair companies, they just give like a shotgun reason. Account not mine. I mean, they'll say that this is not my account. They use the same language. They'll get 5,000 clients in the door, and they'll use exactly the same language for every single trade line for all 5,000 of the customers. What do you think the credit bureaus do? They look at it and they say it's a frivolous dispute. There's nothing individual about it. If it goes forward into a fair credit disputing lawsuit, I got to tell you, the letters from the credit repair companies are awful. They're awful. Our best cases, and the cases where we get the best results from our clients, are the cases where the clients themselves have written their dispute letters, sent them certified mail, and they keep copies and they attach the pertinent exhibits, and they give the credit bureaus and the creditors a chance to clean it up on their own. Those are the best cases. The cases where the credit cleanup companies have done the disputing, those cases are a mess. And often, sometimes, I got to tell you, a lot of times we can't pursue them because the credit repair companies have basically screwed up the client's rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So really, it's not hard. It's like putting gas in your car. You need to handle your own credit disputing when you have all false information in your credit report. That includes identity theft. The only additional step with identity theft is you have to get your police report. That's it. I mean, that's really all you need to know. Don't think that there's something, professional and esoteric about these credit repair companies. There's not. What they do, you can do for yourself, and you can do it 1,000 times better, and you can preserve your rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act so that if it does march forward into any kind of litigation situation, your rights are preserved, and you come to me and we're going to get you a good result. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Anyway, that's my little talk for today. I hope it doesn't sound like a rant. We've seen a lot of these cases, and I see them again and again, and I just want to let you know. I mean, if you want to, the basic management of your credit is like putting gas in your car. It's something you do yourself. It's not something you have to hire a mechanic to handle. And really, go to my website, www.socalcreditdamage.com, and there's all the directions there you need to know about managing, the basic management of your credit report. If anything is more complicated, obviously you give us a call. We're professionals. We know what we're doing, and we handle cases on an individual basis. So anyway, I hope that that's been helpful, and I hope you're having a good spring.